From the Branch McCracken Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Monrovia High School, not far from downtown Indianapolis, just west of there, in fact. We're happy to get the high school basketball season underway. First, the ladies, the Monrovia Bulldogs, host the Eminence Eels. It's a doubleheader tonight, the battle for the powder keg for both of these schools. It is maybe not the best-known rivalry in the state, but certainly one of the most intense. I'm Mark James, happy to be joined by my longtime broadcast partner now, Lance Scheib. And Coach, we didn't get a chance to come here a couple of years ago. Monrovia made a deep tournament run in football, pushed this game back to February. We've been to the Eel Tank a couple of times, but I'll tell you, just as historic to be here at the Branch McCracken Gym. You walk in the lobby, you see names like McCracken and Staniford and Staley and Kaiser and Fakes and all of the success that the Bulldogs have had at the state level in all sports, and you know this is going to be a special night just by walking in this place. It really is.
Just such a great environment here. That's the thing that I'm blown away with. Just the crowd here early on, students as well as alumni back for this game. It's a very important game for both programs, both schools, and both communities.
Two coaches relatively new to this rivalry. We'll start with Matt Seifers first. He's in his first season. He's faced with heavy graduation losses. A team in Eminence that had won a couple of back-to-back sectional championships, made it to the regional round in high school basketball, but a lot of those players are gone, and he's going to rely heavily on Sophia Saucerman.
Well, Sophie is an incredible player, just a junior, 15 points a game, 10 rebounds. She is a phenomenal athlete and asset to build around, and something that I think Matt will do a great job with tonight and this season.
Third season as a head coach after 2 years at Southport and a year in Bedford North Lawrence, 21-30 for his career. On the other bench is Daryl Gibbs, 14-12 a year ago with the Bulldogs. A lot of familiar faces for him. A Division I athlete. She's headed to Dayton to play soccer at Emory Newland, who also was the school's all-time leader in point after touchdowns.
Emory is special. She just does everything well, and she's just so athletic, as you just alluded to, and anxious to see how Coach Gibbs uses her tonight.
We're ready to get this basketball game underway, and the Bulldogs will control the opening tip. That's Allie Talent with the basketball. She's joined in the starting lineup by 22 Avery Wolf, 32 Grace Deaton, 31 Emory Newland, and number 12 is an outstanding freshman, Zoe Walls. We're probably going to talk about a lot tonight. Number 1, Abby Dittemore for the Eminence Eels. Number 3, Emma Webb. 4 is Sophia Saucerman, who we'll see a lot from tonight. Evelyn Dittemore is number 10. She's a freshman. And 5'5" sophomore Chloe Kirk. Where's number 12? Rounds out the starting lineup for the Eels.
So a phenomenal job by Amber Wolf of moving without the basketball. I love the entry pass there, but I just like the way that Monrovia is moving without the basketball.
Well, Avery Wolf was working not only with Daryl Gibbs, but also our athletic director when we walked in. Tyler Phillips said, why is she working with the athletic director? Well, he's the guy that's willing to help out in any way, shape, or form. He had a great coaching career at Seymour and also South Spencer. He was an assistant at Mitchell, his alma mater. Been at the AD at Hauser for 6 years, and we're happy to have him replacing Nick Purica, who moved up as the assistant principal at Monrovia High School. I say I'll qualify this by saying, folks, I do teach communications here. This is my alma mater, but Eminence is just as special to me, and a lot of familiarity with their kids and their program.
Well, anxious to see how Coach Gibbs here, he really wants to play up-tempo, wants to press and get as many possessions as he possibly can and cause turnovers, which he just did there.
One of the things I like about this rivalry, Coach, is the fact that you've got some second and in many cases third-generation players on the floor. Zoe Wall's dad was an outstanding player on those teams coached by Chris Sampson. Sophia Saucerman's dad keeps the book. Richard, he was an outstanding player in his own right at Eminence High School.
Well, you got two schools here separated by just a short distance, and there's so much history and tradition. It's great to see this game still being played.
Talent with good two-man basketball to Grace Deaton. Grace threw it up a little short, and it was knocked out of bounds, and the ball will go into the possession of the Eminence Eels.
And here comes Coach Gibbs. He wants to press. He wants to try to create the turnovers and try to find a way to steal extra possessions.
Double team, tied up is Zoe Walls, and the alternating possession gives the ball to Eminence.
If you are Matt Seifers here, you want to make sure that you find a way to break this press. I love the idea of having Sophie at handling the ball, but you got to find a way to move without the basketball.
They turn it over, get it ahead to Emory Newland, lays it up off the glass a little too strong. Zoe Walls shuffle the feet. I'm telling you right now, her dad when he played with John Sandiford, you better guard Matt Walls when he got off the bus. And he is the assistant for Daryl Gibbs after having a successful career coaching middle school basketball here and travel basketball. Good job breaking the press with the diagonal pass. It results in a good look for the baseline, and it's good. Great ball rotation. Good look, Chloe Kirk. And a quick timeout on the floor, and it's not as though Monrovia is not getting good looks. They are. They're just having trouble getting the layups to fall.
Well, it's one of those things, again, if you're Coach Gibbs, you're happy because you're getting the looks that you want. You're frustrated because you should be able to knock those shots down.
So kind of a disjointed start to this one, which is certainly not a surprise. And again, early season jitters. I know that both of these ball clubs, Coach, have a couple of games under their belt. But let's face it, no matter who you played, how many times you played, it's a far different set of nerves when you get here and play this game tonight.
It really is. It's something that is incredibly emotional. It's something that both schools and communities look forward to. It's one of my favorite nights as a former teacher and coach because the kids all come back from college. It's one of those scenarios that you see a lot of friendly faces, and again, it's just great from a community base. This is where really when I think that Thanksgiving starts for communities like Monrovia and Eminence.
Endeavor Communications. This game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor just doesn't provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit Endeavor.com or call 1-800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. Thanks to Endeavor Communications for their outstanding support of our student athletes. Grace Deaton, nice pull-up from about 15, threw it up too strong, and it comes down to Saucerman, and we will say that a lot for Eminence tonight.
Well, Sophie comes in averaging about 10 rebounds a game, so she is certainly a rebounding ability above most, and again, scoring about 14 to 15 points a game, so she's going to have to play well tonight.
Remember 2 years ago, I think it was her sophomore, her freshman year, she was out there and she was taking up space, and she's gone from a kid playing basketball to a basketball player, and Dad said she's drawing some interest, and understandably so.
Well, just look at her. She's athletic, she's long. I really like what she does, and anxious to see how she plays tonight.
Turnover. Gives the ball back to Eminence. Conventional wisdom told you that Daryl Gibbs should feel pretty good coming into this ball game tonight. But, he wasn't overly confident when we talked to him when we got here.
Well, you talk about emotion. You talk about the stress and the expectation of this game, and it can eat you up a little bit.
Three-pointers will eat you up a little bit, too. That one by Emma Webb. Check that. They've given him two, I guess.
Both of them I thought were threes.
I could have swore I saw the three occasion, the three signal given. But Avery Wolf answers for the Bulldogs. She has her team's first 3 points and cuts the lead to 4-3.
Again, both teams are playing, I think, at a really good pace here. I'm not sure that Coach Seafreeze wants to play this fast, but they are breaking the press and attacking once they do that.
Well, once they get across the midcourt stripe, you got to like their spacing. Which results in some pretty good looks for them. That one far too strong by Allie Talent.
And I like the idea of what Coach Gibbs wants to press and see if he can take advantage of that.
Blocking foul on the baseline. Probably going to go against Avery Wolf. That is her first. And the team's second. And Daryl Gibbs, I don't think is happy on either end of the floor right now. Matt Seifert probably would like to see a bit cleaner look in terms of getting the ball to the midcourt stripe.
Well, they're getting caught right before the mid-stripe, and so that's almost acting as a defender because they can't throw the ball back. And again, they're very stagnant without the ball right now. I think they need to do a better job of cutting and helping break the press with all 5 girls.
Boys game should be interesting. Drew Dorsett in his second year. Nick Hinojosa in his 4th season. And Drew's done a nice job. Won 3 games last year, and it's a rebuild. That's all there is to it with that boys team at Eminence. And he's young, got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion for the sport, and I think they got the right guy in charge at Eminence.
Well, I like Drew, and again, to the points that you just talked about, I just like his enthusiasm, and I think he is doing the right things to build the program the right way.
Well, 21 kids in their youth league program his first year, and he has that up to 53 this year.
Wow.
That's where it happens.
Well, you got to have that energy to be able to build it, and he is certainly the person that can do that.
Newland to Avery Wolf.
Nice.
To Zoe Walls. I'm telling you, remember that name.
Just a freshman.
If everything goes well, by the time she's done here, she's going to be awfully special. Good pedigree. As I said, Dad was one whale of a player here on Chris Sampson's back-to-back semi-state teams, and she has been coached the right way.
Well, what I'm impressed with is normally young kids are kind of passive. She's aggressive. She's been aggressive on the defensive end and aggressive taking it to the hole. I've been very impressed.
Well, I like the parts of the pieces that they have with her because she came into this freshman year with a lot of expectations, but because of the fact that they do have some depth, the expectations are not unrealistic on her. It could be a lot of pressure on a freshman to have high expectations.
Well, you've got some great girls around her, like Deaton and like Newland, and that'll take a lot of pressure off her, and I think that's huge. Turnover.
Daryl Gibbs pleading for the 5-second count, and he finally gets it with the Bulldogs leading 5-4.
That's the 4th turnover that Eminence has committed here in this first quarter.
Daryl Gibbs spent some time on the sidelines at Decatur Central. Currently works at DePaul University in his 2nd year as head coach here. Taking over for Kevin Rounds, who'd been on the sidelines for a while. Nice drive on the baseline and a nice finish by the sophomore, Allie Talent.
Allie comes in averaging 13 points a game. Another turnover, number 5 there for the Heels.
Emery Newland with the steal. They looked at Zoe Walls on the block, and she got shut off in a double team. They'll go back to her for the 3-pointer. She's inside out for sure. 5 points for Zoe Walls early on. Just like that, a 6-point lead and a timeout on the floor taken by the Eminence Eagles. While they take timeout, we will too. 10-4. Bulldogs 3:10 mark period number 1 here on ISC Sports.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa, from last to fast, and wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Talked to Daryl Gibbs about a gutsy win over Triton Central. First time in a long time Triton Central had lost an ICC conference game. He said he'll always reflect back on the team as the season progresses on that win. I mean, they got down 9 points in the first half and came back and won it in overtime. He said he's proud of the team's attention to the scouting report and the way they took to it. He said if that continues, there's going to be more wins ahead.
Well, as a coach, when you're able to dig inside and just kind of grunt through a win and eke it out, you just have a lot of success and things that you can build on moving forward.
Emery Newland to Grace Deaton, and Grace threw it up a little too hard. Emery fights for the rebound and is knocked out of bounds. And again, Emery Newland, all-time leader in PATs for Bulldog football. Kicked 4 years for the Bulldogs. Outstanding soccer player and signed a national letter of intent to continue her soccer career at Dayton.
Well, Dayton's getting herself an athlete. I know that she's a really good soccer player, but to be able to do what she does on the basketball floor as well as soccer field and on the football field just speaks to her athleticism and just how, and that's really what you're looking for at the next level is good player but really good athlete.
This youth movement for Daryl Gibbs continues as Cameron Wolf replaces Avery Wolf. Cameron is a freshman. Bulldogs really pushing the defense out, forcing the offense out near the midcourt stripe, and Chloe Kirk says, I'll take care of things off the dribble. She cuts the lead to 4. Newland from 15. Hard off the glass, no. Zoe Walls with the rebound and the putback. 7 first quarter points for the freshman.
Boy, she's been out with a little bit of an injury, and welcome back, Zoe.
Deaton with a steal. Emery Newland gets hammered, no call. Ball knocked away on the double team. Grace Deaton to the bucket, no. Zoe Walls fights for the rebound, knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Bulldogs.
Anxious to see how Zoe handles Sophia here. Our Sophie is such a great player and upperclassman. Anxious to see if Zoe will challenge her moving forward.
Bulldogs three-quarters court defense made it tough for Eminence to get comfortable. They go left wing, wide open three-pointer, no, and Walls is there to clean off the window. Under 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Zoe comes to Talent. Talent, great look down low to Wolf, up off the glass and in. Cameron Wolf comes off the bench, takes the delivery, and gets the deuce.
Great look there. Great job of keeping your head up as you broke through on the defense.
Saucerman with a good look down low, and it skipped right through the wickets of Evelyn Dittemore and out of bounds. It'll go back to Monrovia.
At this point, I think Daryl Gibbs has to be thrilled. You're looking at almost 10 turnovers already for Eminence, and they're starting to knock down shots. I know they're still missing some easy ones, but they're knocking down more shots, and they're getting more comfortable.
In the corner, Wolf, no. Walls with the putback, no, but a foul.
Got to move your feet. Again, and you got to be able to put a butt in her gut and not let Zoe be able to rebound so easily.
Complete player.
Well, I'm impressed, and I tell you what, she's comes in averaging 8 points a game, already at 8, and we still got 1:16 to go in the first quarter.
Yet another freshman, Ava Sims, comes into the ballgame for the Bulldogs, and Zoe Walls is closing in on double digits in the final minute of the quarter. She's up to 9 points now. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Eminence.
Well, Coach Gibbs, we talked to him before the game, and he wants to press, and he wants to try to do this the entire game, and the girls are executing very well.
Nice look to Saucerman. Good body control to gather it in, throw it up off the glass. They really need her to get into double digits to have a shot tonight.
Yeah, and again, she's not one to try to take shots that are not
right
in her game, and so she's not going to force it. But tonight she may need to force it a little bit.
The difficulty for them, though, is it's really important. I think it's really important for her to be able to set up on the block. And if she's the one that's charged with bringing the ball up the floor, it makes it tough to do.
Well, especially as quickly as they're shooting the ball once they break the press, you're not letting your best player have a chance to touch it.
And in terms of bringing the ball up the floor, this is something I've seen in boys and girls basketball over the last several years. I do not understand getting the ball and bouncing, going right to the sideline with it. I mean, Coach, 100 years ago when we all played youth league in middle school, and I mean, it was get the rebound, get the ball in the middle of the floor. What a three.
Wow.
Allie Talent with 5. And see, this is the kind of game Daryl Gibbs likes because so many people are getting into the scoring act.
Well, when you're able to do that, again, you're keeping people fresh, you're happy, your rotation's good. I think I keep hearing Daryl talk, is make that extra pass and then shoot it because it's now a more open shot in the rhythm of the offense.
Hey, we got a special guest coming up at halftime, folks. A couple of former Purdue Boilermaker receivers going to be chatting about life in general. May not be much to talk about in terms of Purdue football, but you'll have fun with it anyway, as John Standerford will join you at halftime. John's an assistant on the boys' staff. Also coaching girls middle school basketball and is the assistant girls soccer coach.
He's busy, and we're going to catch up. Right. And I think the world of John. He was a phenomenal player here and an elite player for the Boilermakers, and always look forward to catching up with the class act of John Stanford.
You caught a few passes too there in West Lafayette, partner, if memory serves me correctly.
We were very fortunate as well, and we will still find a way to put a twist on a positive spin on this year's season, even though right now it certainly has not gone well for us.
14 Presley Tower goes into the basketball game, yet another freshman for Daryl Gibbs. And again, to give you an indication about what a small town that you're in, we had dinner next to Presley's grandmother, Sally, up at the restaurant before we came here tonight. So that lets you know you're in a small town. 3-point shot, no good. Put up a little too strong. And Sims picks up the personal.
I've just been impressed with the rotation that Gibbs has, Coach Gibbs, and how young they are. That's just not normal. He's got great youth. He's got some really good leaders. Just one senior, and Emery, even though she is quite the leader, but just one senior to lead this young group.
And they built a 9-point lead now with 5.8 seconds remaining in the quarter. Talent to Deaton.
Nice.
Throws up the running one-hander, and it's partially blocked. And time will expire at the end of period number 1. A balanced Bulldog attack powered by Zoe Walls. 9 points. Separates them by 9 from Eminence. At the end of quarter number 1, 19-10 Bulldogs over the Eels. Back after this, Endeavor Communications and ISC Sports.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Turnovers, the order of the night, and things not going so well in that regard, Coach, for the Eminence Eels.
Well, it's 10-2, and again, most of that's come off the press, and give Coach Gibbs a lot of credit. And so now, if you're Coach Cyphers, you have to find a way to have a better feel on breaking the press, because once they've got past the 10-second line, they've got some good looks and 10 points. But they got to find a way also to quit giving Monrovia so many easy buckets off of those turnovers.
Just behind that Bulldog mascot, you caught a glimpse or two of him. Our assistant principal here at Monrovia High School was our athletic director. We've been friends for a long time, worked at Beach Grove together. And he's a member of what I think is one of the finest coaching families in the history of Indiana high school sports. Talking about Nick Purica. I wish that Bulldog could get out of the way because he's got one of his cute little daughters on his lap. But, yeah. Coach Purica, there he is. You can see him there about 2 rows up. In his first year as assistant principal here.
He is a class act. His family's phenomenal. I think the world of his father. And again, I know Nick as a player and as a coach, and he's just I think he's found a great place here at Monrovia, a place he wants to be for a long time.
Well, you know your family has had a lot to do with success in high school football when Carol Purica gave Dick Dullahan his start in coaching once upon a time at Chittard High School. That's how long that family's been around.
Carol is quite the character. Anybody that knows Carol Purica, great coach, but he is just he's got a great family.
His wife is a Schmehill, and they've had a few good football players in their family over the years,
yes,
especially Cardinal Ritter.
Yes, they have, and that's something that again is it's great to see Nick and his wife here, and excited for the future with Nick Purica.
Still 19-10 now as the ball's knocked away and possession retained by Eminence. Saucerman will trigger it in. 4 points for Webb, 2 for Saucerman, 2 for Kirk for the Eminence Eels. Talent with 5, Walls with 9, and Avery Wolf with 3 to pace the Bulldogs. Second quarter action here in the battle for the powder keg. A doubleheader. The boys will be next. Drew Dorsett, Nick Hinojosa squaring off. Those two become pretty good friends. Drew, a Monrovia grad, by the way. So this game is extra special for him.
And we talked about this earlier. I just think Saucerman has to be more selfish. And I know that's not a thing you want to say a lot, but it's she needs to have the touch the ball every time they're down the floor to give the Eels a chance to win this game.
Maybe design a few more things to get her the basketball and get her posted up, because she can do a lot of things with it. And that's probably going to be a foul. They're going to put that one on Cameron Wolf.
Yeah, Cameron was just a little aggressive.
Hip checked Evelyn Dittamore.
It happens. It happens.
I haven't noticed much difference in the game since they did away with the bonus.
No. And again, Again, I think it was a good change. I think it's something that I think the coaches and players have adjusted to.
Zoe Walls and her defensive prowess on display there, as well as the use of the left hand, and she'll be rewarded with a trip to the free throw line and 2 shots.
That's not normal, folks. I'm just telling you right now, from Zoe Walls to create the steal and then create the coast to coast to the basket for a 5'10" freshman. That's not normal.
I'm just happy to see her use that left hand, and
yes,
that's indicative of how well she's been coached.
Yeah, that's
a great kid too. That's the thing. I mean, you know, just as quiet and as unassuming as you'll find. And settling in nicely this role with their basketball team. Wolf with the strong rebound is going to get another crack at it. Turn around from 5 up and in. I'll tell you what, if you've got that as a freshman, I tell you, Daryl Gibbs has got to be excited about the future as Wolf comes right back with a steal. Goes to Emery Newland. Baseline drive, skips it across to Zoe Walls. 3 on the way, no. Bulldogs fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Eminence at the 7-minute mark. And we've got a timeout on the floor, and we'll keep it right here. Trinity Engler was expected to be a starter. Huge blow for her. She blew out a knee in the fall, then she's out for a year. So that created more opportunities for Cameron Wolf and others. Grace Vaughn was a good, strong inside player and a leader for them. She graduated. She's now at Valpo. She's not playing any high school sports, but was a great high school basketball player. So they feel like that, Emery coming back, there was some question as to whether she'd stay until December and then go to Dayton. Looks like she's here all year. You throw her in with Allie Talent and Grace Deaton, and I think looks like a pretty good path to having some success for Daryl Gibbs this year.
Well, what Daryl, I think, has to be thrilled about right now, they're up 21-10, and his 2 leading scorers in Newland and Deaton have not scored yet.
No.
And that is impressive. And so because you talked about this earlier, of just spreading the wealth around, and that is fantastic because Grace is going to get her points at some point, and so is Emery.
So it's Eminence on the other side of the floor can break that press, find some way to break that press. They clearly have people that can score from the perimeter in Webb and Chloe Kirk. And if those two get on track, maybe that opens up opportunities for Saucerman.
Well, I like the idea of moving Saucerman away from the point. Great steal there.
Bulldogs reset the offense. Wolf looks strong to the bucket, throws it up, and will go to the free throw line. And the ball is slammed to the ground in frustration by Evelyn Dittemore.
Well, nice job by Wolf. Again, I'm just impressed with the presence of the freshmen. They don't seem like the game is too big for them. And this game of all games is going to bring that upon you just because of the history of the game itself. And so, but they all look to me like they're kind of settling in really well.
Daryl Gibbs won't be happy about the fact that they've struggled from the free throw line of late. Had a couple of easy opportunities that have fallen by the wayside. Zoe Walls missed 2 earlier. And Cameron Wolf picks up her 5th point off the bench and bumps the lead up to 22-10. Ball knocked away by Newland. She can't get a clean handle or she was off to the races. Now she'll reset the offense. Tries to cross over on Saucerman. Wolf from 15. Not an easy shot, regardless of what level you're at. Say back in bounds and a push down low on the Eminence Eels.
Just cannot get over the athleticism of Emery Newland. She, again, I like her anticipation. I like the way that she is able to handle the ball as well.
Allie Talent going to sit down for a break, and Grace Deaton returns. Nice inbounds to Zoe Walls and a good turnaround. Zoe Walls in double figures now with 11 points.
I like the set plays that Monrovia is running so far. They're getting, the players that Coach Gibbs wants good shots.
24-10 now, Bulldogs. Did a nice job of breaking the press there. Now set your offense. Something positive will happen.
Get the ball to Saucerman. That has to happen. Yeah.
Got in no man's land down on the baseline. Emma Webb. She had the right idea, but wanted to get. You can't leave your feet. That's all there is to it. If you're going to leave your feet, know what you're doing with it before you leave your feet.
Emma, just a freshman as well, really has done a good job. Has a couple turnovers and a couple fouls, but has played a solid first half.
I mean, both of these teams with plenty of youth on the floor. I mean, Saucerman, the lone senior for Eminence. So Matt Seifers, he certainly has some pieces and parts to build with. Zoe Walls with a steal and the lay-in.
Folks, I can't overstate this. The aggressive play by Walls is just impressive. That's not how normal freshmen act and respond, especially in a game like this. She got 13 points.
Well, she started the season injured
Yep.
and did not play the first couple of games. And now that she's back healthy, good look underneath the Saucerman, and she gets fouled. And that's what they need to do. They need
Yep.
to penetrate, find room for her around the bucket.
I think that's Deaton's second foul. So she may take a seat for just a little bit.
I will speak to her in class on Monday. Tell you how long I've been around. My daughter's 35, and I coached Grace's oldest sister in youth league softball once upon a time. So one of us is old. I don't know which one it is. So that brings talent back into the ball game. Also, Abby Dittamore returns.
In for the E's, number 1, Abby Dittamore.
Yeah, I was talking with Richard Saucerman before the game, Sophia's dad, and I remember all the games that he played once upon a time at Eminence High School. What a great career he had. He keeps the book for the girls' basketball team. Been a good rivalry over the years. A lot of talented players been a part of it. Newland, strong move to the bucket in the finish.
Her first two, but what I
they're
like,
up 17. That's her first two.
and using the left hand, it was just very, very impressive.
Walls to Newland to Talent. Talent to the baseline. A lot of contact, no call. Eminence in transition. They try to run it ahead to Saucerman and throw it away. Cameron Wolf wants to go strong to the hoop and one. Offensive foul.
Oh,
Beat her to the spot.
yep,
Yeah, beat her to the spot.
yeah, that's easy.
Daryl Gibbs wants to take a 30-second timeout to talk things over.
Yeah, they have, again, Eminence now is up to 16 turnovers to 3 for Monrovia. And again, if I'm Coach Gibbs, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, Daryl Gibbs feels like this is his program now. He said, you know, the summer was a little frustrating because, quite frankly, when you're at a small school, you have to share athletes.
Yes.
And probably didn't get his kids together as often as he would like. But he did say that they went to a camp in Indiana Wesley and they felt pretty good about the camaraderie they were able to build. So, you know, those are the little things that you do in terms of team building that will help you along the way. This game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor just doesn't provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit WEndeavor.com or call 800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. And a turnover gives the ball right back to Monrovia.
Good timeout there
Yep.
by Matt there. He realized there was going to be another turnover with a 10-second call, so nicely done.
About Zoe Walls, Daryl Gibbs said, hard worker, very grounded. Dad helps keep the expectations and emotions in check. Very young freshman age-wise, so he said he spends a lot of one-on-one time with her, how to manage the expectations. He emphasizes team play with her. And he said, to give you an idea what a complete player she is this summer, in their summer league, she averaged 14 rebounds a game.
Well, it shows. And what I've been impressed with is just her aggressive style, her confident play for just a freshman, especially coming back off an injury, and to already have 13 points, that she's making a huge difference for these Bulldogs.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, Coach Scheib will be visiting with John Standiford, Monrovia standout, only player from this school to make the South All-Stars and the Indiana All-Stars in basketball. Went on to Purdue, played for the Colts, several other NFL teams. Nice shot off the window. First two of the ball game for Dittamore to a 15-point lead. It's a good, strong move to the bucket. Too strong, in fact. Avery Wolf too strong. In transition comes the Eels. Ball knocked away into the hands of Emery Newland. Newland races it up the left sideline. Zoe Walls wants it. Resets the offense. Baseline, Avery Wolf from 12. That spun deep in the well and popped out.
And Saucerman with another rebound here, leading the charge. Get the ball to her, girls.
A little late on the entry pass, not a clean entry pass, and she was the last one to touch it, and it goes out of bounds.
18th turnover there for the Eels. Something that, again, is not helping their cause, down 15.
Talent was wide open for three, and you might want to not leave her open again, although they go for the extra pass and the easy shot, and Zoe Walls has 15.
One thing we talked about before we went on the air, Coach Gibbs is not going to pull this press. It's what he does, it's what he believes in, and he will stick to this throughout the entire game.
Matt Seifers felt like there was a little bit of contact initiated by Monrovia, not happy with the lack of call there. Gets the explanation, probably not to his liking, but goes back and has a seat. Newland looking to the free throw line. She will dial it up from about anywhere. That's Presley Tower. They'll redirect it. Shot put up on the baseline by Talent is no good. Another attempt is no good. Finally, Saucerman clears it away with under 3 to play in the half. Close to a 5-second call. They got to get it across the line. Close to a 10. They finally beat the pressure. Come to the corner. Three-pointer put up. Rolls around no. Rebound controlled by Zoe Walls.
It's going up quick. I give him credit. I think that's the Eels' strategy is they want to break press and score.
Newland with the step through scores her 4th point of the quarter. 32-13. Unforced error. Back to Monrovia. Newland throws it up on Saucerman and a foul.
Saucerman there again, just got to move your feet a little bit better. Again, you know, try to play defense without fouling. Her first foul, though.
Good look at the Dayton. I'm always thinking about Florida, huh?
Well, that or racing.
Dayton recruit.
One or the other.
Ball rolls around and off the rim. Yeah, Jeff's been around a while. Jeff coached here, several levels. She's a great kid. Dayton's getting a good one.
Well, I believe she came to our football camp as a freshman.
Yep. I remember you telling me the first conversation you had with her, you were blown away.
I could not get over her. I mean, she was just well-spoken. She was attentive. She took to coaching so well and really was there to improve and did, and excited that she did so well for the Bulldog football team.
Saucerman has the ball wedge against the backboard.
We need a second ball because I'm not sure anybody's going to go up there and get it.
I would think Daryl Gibbs would have that kind of elevation, but he didn't want any part of it. Had an opportunity to visit with our good friend Shane Davis, outstanding athletic director at Eminence High School before the ball game. He is one of the absolute best athletic administrators anywhere in Indiana.
We definitely enjoy his hospitality when we're at Eminence, but just a class act.
Newland with a crossover to the baseline. Shot put up from the elbow, little too strong, and here come the Eels off Talent's miss in transition. A good one-on-one move to the hoop, and another bucket for Chloe Kurt. 4 for her, 32-15. Turnover gives the ball right back to Eminence.
I like Chloe. She's been aggressive all game. She attacks. Great skill there. Great job breaking the press and scoring.
Look for a couple of good possessions to end the half if you're Eminence. Good look, just a little too late. Zoe Walls is there to pick it off, runs it ahead to Emery Newland, and runs it ahead a little too quickly to Emery Newland, and it goes out of bounds.
Just the 4th turnover for the Bulldogs here, compared to 20 by Eminence.
Minute 24 to play in the half. Bulldogs showing double team. They cross-court it to Kirk, who will drive, reverse layup, and just narrowly missed the and one. I like her. She's getting more confident in the open floor.
She is, and I really like what Eminence did there. They picked the middle defender on the press, was able to break it easier. Got to move your feet again if you are the Bulldogs here.
Great job of splitting the defense. So Sims comes back. Setting down will be Presley Tower. One of two from the free throw line, and the bright spot for Eminence in the first half is Chloe Kirk with 5 points, makes it a 32-16 affair.
Good ball movement.
Nice job of rotating the basketball around. Three-pointer by Sims is no good. Rebound fought for, partially blocked. Zoe Walls is there to clean it up. 17 points in the first half for Zoe Walls.
Attacking, aggressive, exactly what was Coach Gibbs wants.
They do a nice job breaking the press. Trinity Parsley has the ball stolen away, and Emery turns it into a track meet.
She's
and
going to
goes
win that.
coast to coast.
She's going to win that more times than not.
6 points for Emery Newland. Saucerman, strong move to the hoop, can't get it to fall out of bounds. Last touched by Eminence. 25 seconds remaining in the half.
It's a good take. Again, you know, if I'm Eminence, just keep attacking, keep doing the things you need to do to break this press.
Emery Newland, clock down to 20 seconds. Not much of a perimeter game. She is a penetrating guard, no doubt. But Zoe Walls can hit it from there. So can Talent. Clock down to 7. Whistle away from the basketball.
Eminence foul number 10, Evelyn Dittemore.
Dittemore picks up the personal. 6.8 seconds left.
Bonus shots coming in for Allie Talent.
So Talent will go to the free throw line for a couple of shots.
Comes in shooting 75% on the season, so really good free throw shooter for the Bulldogs.
Good look at Allie Talent. Dad's on the bench as an assistant coach for the Bulldogs. Presley Tower comes back. You visited with Presley Tower's great uncle Jim Kaiser prior to tip-off tonight. Hall of Fame coach, longtime coach at Monrovia and AUI. Both free throws good. 7 points for Talent now. Saucerman pulls up from 16 and got it to fall. There's a bright spot. Get her open on the perimeter, maybe. Saucerman with 5 points at the intermission. Your score at halftime, 38-19. It's all Monrovia with a balanced attack placed by Zoe Walls with 17 points. We have reached halftime at the Braxton Cracker Memorial Gymnasium. Coach Shai will be joined by John Staniford when we come back to Monrovia High School.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
And we're back here at halftime of the girls' game, 38-19. Monrovia is winning, and we are lucky to be joined by Purdue great John Staniford, also a Monrovia grad. I knew that you were an Indiana All-Star in football. I did not realize till Mark just said that you were also an Indiana All-Star in basketball. So what was it like playing in both of those All-Star games?
It was pretty surreal, really. It just growing up in Indiana, knowing what the tradition of Indiana basketball is all about, and being able to play both in that game and a football game, and then going to college and being successful was pretty, I think, surprising to some from where I came from.
So my question is, I played basketball as well. It was probably my first love, but I was better in football. Did you feel the same way, or was basketball something that you grew up always wanting to do, or were you a football guy early on as well?
I think I just ended up playing football. I love basketball more.
Gotcha.
I was a basketball guy, and I think I surprised some people here in the town that I didn't play college basketball, but it ended up working out okay.
Well, I tell you what, we are thankful you came to Purdue. We're thankful that that you had the success that you did. Obviously, this weekend, if you're a Boilermaker, it's the Old Oaken Bucket. What is your fondest memory playing in that game?
Probably just going to Indiana and winning there. I think that was my senior year. Had a good game. Always nice to go there and not only win but perform for your team. And I always remember that game where Randall L. beat us in the rain. The next day, Coach Tiller made us do full padded scrimmage. So he never lost, liked to lose, but when you lose to Indiana on a goal line stand, he didn't like that. So
it's a big deal. Should be a great game. Obviously, the game's at IU this year. As you got done with Purdue and you went on your pro career, what was what did you think about that? What as you look back, what was so much fun about being a pro athlete and a pro football player?
I would just, growing up as a kid, you always watched it and wanted to be there, and then just being in the game, in the NFL, fulfilling a dream, and being around those guys that have been so successful, and they just treat you just like one of their own. And especially coming from Monrovia and then ending up with the Colts, and being able to come back here and share with the kids in the community what it can take to get there. And you know, they're no different than I was, so it's been nice to be able to come back and give back, and just look back on it and how special it was to be there. And when you're done, you realize that, you know, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
So why don't you talk to us a little bit about your family now? I know you've got girls that are athletic and do some great things here. Why don't you talk with them a little bit?
Yeah, my wife, she was from Monrovia as well, high school sweetheart, and we both went to Purdue. And I got twins who are juniors. They love soccer, they run track, and have had a successful career here. They're juniors, the twins. And then I have a 7th grade daughter that loves soccer and basketball, and she'll probably run track as well. And then a 5th grade daughter into basketball and soccer. So I look forward to coaching them and watching them be successful, but more importantly, not only them, but all the kids here at Monrovia. I think we have some good, not only athletes, but students that can go and be successful outside of the community.
Well, I'll tell you what, just to look and to be able to come back to Monrovia, how special is that to be able to get back to a place that really made you the person that you are?
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. And, you know, growing up in this community, in this town, and there was probably a handful of people that thought I could be successful, and then not a lot did. So being able to come back to show the kids, you know, that it takes hard work and just doing what you know how to do. And it's real special for me that I can do it back here in my hometown where I put a lot of effort in as well.
Well, for you and your wife both to be Monrovia grads and to be Boilermaker grads, I think that's awful special. And we're excited about your 4 girls, and I know that Monrovia has to be thrilled that you're here. Of all the sports that you're involved in and coaching, which one right now brings you the most joy?
I think all of them do, but anytime I get to coach my daughters and help out in their sports, our soccer program here at Monrovia has changed in the last 4 years, had some success, and a great soccer player in Emery Newland, and she's going to Dayton to play college soccer, so I look forward to seeing her as she graduates and does well there. But also my daughters have a passion for soccer and want to play college sports, so their goal is to play at Purdue. We'll see how it goes or where they end up, but I'm just here to not only support them, but show the kids that there's more than just athletics here at Monrovia. They can go and do special things outside of the school.
Well, the great things that you did here and at Purdue speaks to the way that you were brought up here in Monrovia, and the way that you and your wife are doing the same thing for your daughters. As you look this weekend, any favorite traditions that you have here with your family for Thanksgiving?
No, we just spend time together, you know, with both sides and enjoy just some downtime, you know, with sports year-round and going from one sport to the next. This is actually a kind of a weekend where after this game, we're kind of free to enjoy each other and to relax and unwind and just eat some good food and watch sports.
Well, John, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. Appreciate all that you're doing here at Monrovia, and we definitely appreciate all that you did at Purdue. And it's just a pleasure to always catch up with you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll be back here in just a little bit for the start of the second half between Monrovia and Eminence.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed that chat between two Purdue football legends here at the Branch McCracken Memorial Gymnasium. And I know you did this last year. You've done it a couple of times, in fact. And I tell you, as good a player as he was, he's an even better person, talking about John Staniford.
Well, it comes across. He's just a class act, and obviously was a phenomenal athlete and player in high school, and we were so thankful that he went to Purdue and just did some great things there as well, and then played some pro ball. But what I love is he's grounded. He's back here. He's giving back to a community that really helped him. He and his wife are vested here in the Monrovia family, and I think that's such a big deal, and speaks to what Monrovia offers for the community itself.
Yeah, he's has been around here for a long time. I remember back when I was coaching and he was playing with the Colts. He spent the entire off season in our weight room working with our kids, and boy, what a great role model for our kids for sure. So happy to have him back. So if you're Eminence, what's the conversation at halftime?
You got to find a way to quit turning the ball over. You got to find a way to do that, get Salserman more involved in the game. Her 9 point, but again, just got to quit turning the ball over. You've got 22 turnovers at the half.
And off the missed shot, here comes Eminence in transition. They almost turn it over. Good first half for Chloe Kirk. Does a nice job of running the point for Eminence.
Yeah, she's aggressive. She attacks, and I've been really impressed here. She turns the ball over a little bit, but
boy, that's some speed right there.
Yep.
Up off the glass and in. Emery Newland with 8 points.
Emery is special. There's a reason, folks, while she's going to Dayton to play soccer, she is just a special athlete and one that Dayton is very lucky to have.
Saucerman breaks the pressure, throwing it too hard up off the glass as Dittamore had a foul on the rebound.
Well, she didn't give up on the ball, and that was great. I think that's Wolf's second.
There is a good look at Dittamore. And a better look at the replay.
Dittemore, just a freshman, and she's going to grow and get better and gain even more and more confidence.
Well, as I said, the youth movement's underway for both of these programs.
Yes.
They're heavy with freshmen and sophomores. Really one experienced senior for both ball clubs. Great skip pass along the baseline by Deaton. And Avery Wolf's shot didn't draw iron, and it goes out of bounds.
I like Deaton. I like the way she plays. I just think she attacks. She's aggressive. Just a sophomore, young, but boy, she doesn't play like it.
How about Saucerman heating up a little bit?
Well, you talked about this earlier, and that is, she's got to play well to give Eminence any kind of chance.
Bulldogs, Deaton, baseline, gets shut off. Another skip pass. And an unforced error on the Bulldogs. The double team. She needs some help. She gets it. Webb being told to reverse the basketball. And they do. To Kirk. Her three-pointer. No. Boy, even Matt Seifers wanted that one.
Yeah. They've made a mini run here and done a nice job.
Zoe Walls did a nice job of taking the ball to the bucket, but could not finish it. Saucerman in transition, spins in traffic, throws it up, rolls around and in. She is heating up. How about Sophia Saucerman? And we've got a timeout on the floor, and Matt Seifers awfully happy about his team's energy as they come out of the locker room, and it's now 40-26.
And Matt should be. His girls have responded well, and really, Saucerman is leading the way now with 13 points.
This game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor Communications doesn't just provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit WEndeavor.com or call 800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection and your fiber victory. For the Eminence Eagles, next up will be Mooresville Christian. They get a holiday break and back to action December 3rd. Then at North Davies on the 7th. And then Clay City will be part of that tournament on December 7th. So holiday tournaments getting underway a little early. For Darrell Gibbs, University, December 3rd will be here. And then at Indianapolis Attucks on December the 6th before Indian Creek on December 10th. Tell you a little something about Indian Creek and how they will be in the new Hoosier Legends Conference with Monrovia in the not-too-distant future. Exciting times. Dan Maple, outstanding athletic director at Speedway, and Nick Pirica, now our assistant principal when he was AD here, very instrumental in putting that new conference together, and we're excited about it at Monrovia High School for sure.
And you should be. It's good. It's a good athletic conference, and it's something that will challenge all of your student athletes.
Grace Deaton does what she does. I mean, she started the season getting a little too greedy from beyond the arc, and they told her that maybe three-point attempts from the volleyball line was not maybe what they needed from her. And so they suggested that she put the ball on the floor and take advantage of her free throw shooting prowess. And on point, she does just that. And, after being a big-time scorer against Triton Central, the thing that's going to make them tough to defend is that that's her first point, so she doesn't need to get 15 or 20 every night.
Well, the balance that we've seen tonight, and really with the addition of Zoe Walls, that is such a big deal. And it really is going to make this Bulldog team very tough as they move forward.
And as happy as they are with her 17, they have to be equally as happy with the 5 points off the bench that they've gotten from Cameron Wolf.
Cameron Wolf has been really special. Great look.
Oh, great catch.
Wow.
Great throw and a great catch.
Super job by Grace Deaton there. And what I like was she's able to catch, spin, and finish.
Saucerman throws it up from 15 on the baseline and came up a little too short. Bulldogs in transition. Deaton up the floor again. May have walked with it. A lot of contact. No call. Here come the Eels in transition. Dittemore to Saucerman. They swing it around. Chloe Kirk's open for three. That one's too short. Eels fight for the rebound. Up off the glass and inside, doing a little dirty work. Give the bucket to Evelyn Dittemore. 4 points for her.
Dittemore doing a nice job, keeping the Eels in the game, and they've really, again, you have to be happy if you're an Eels fan. They really have done a great job of battling back.
Deaton with the extra pass to Emery Newland. She hits it from the top of the key. 10 points for Emery Newland.
Nicely done there by Newland there.
Kirk has the shot blocked by Zoe Walls. A halfway point of the quarter, and that means it's time for Daryl Gibbs to start getting into his bench a little bit, bringing Cameron Wolf, the freshman, back in. Replaces Avery Wolf.
Folks, if you want to know how important this game is in 2024, you look around, this gym is filling up. It was full for the start of the girls' game, and it is gradually getting fuller here. It's great that both communities still come out for this game.
Scramble for the loose ball, tied up on the floor, and that's the alternating possession rule. One of the worst rules in all of sports. Gives the ball to Monrovia.
I don't disagree at all with you there, Mark. But
Walls, tough shot, threw it up a little too strong. There with the weak side rebound is Chloe Kirk. I got to believe Matt Seifers likes what she does for his ball club. Threw that one up a little too strong. Here comes the Bulldogs in transition. Baseline, 15. Smooth. Little dribble off the shot. Silky smooth. Grace Deaton with the easy deuce.
Boy, that looked good. No hesitation. I love it when girls are committed to the shot and they don't hesitate. Good things happen.
Lead is swelling back toward that 20-point margin now. Eels break the pressure with the dribble.
Nice.
And a good look down low. The defense did not rotate back. Got to give Emily Dittemore another bucket. That's 6 for her for the quarter. Grace Deaton fouled and one.
That's going to be 5 on Dittemore. What a shot by Grace. Great rotation. Didn't hesitate. Great job.
So Zoe Walls cuts loose for 8 points in the quarter, has not scored this quarter, and Grace Deaton scored 7.
Well, we talked about the balance, and you talked about that earlier and how tough that is to defend. And so it's one of those things, as long as, that Daryl keeps this type of rotation up with the young kids and having this type of balance, they're going to be a tough out.
Trinity Parsley saw some minutes in the first half. She comes back. Ava Sims, the freshman, little frustration on the fact Emily Dittemore makes an early exit. The 5'5 freshman, I think, showed some nerves early on, but really settled down in the third quarter and played well for them.
Well, she had 6 points, and again, this it's invaluable, the time that she's getting on the floor right now.
Zoe Walls with a steal.
Nice.
Bulldogs in transition. Deaton baseline to Wolf. No. Talent fights for the rebound, gets it back to Grace. She'll launch a 3 and hit.
I like her shot. Just silky smooth and just really, really in rhythm. And when she does that and sets her feet, boy, she is deadly.
I've told you, the thing about her is you can't tell if she's up 10 or down 10. I mean, she's just a very level-headed kid, a very level-headed player.
That's turnover 24 for the Eels. So one thing that, if you're an Eel fan and coach here, you need to just kind of really focus on, but give a lot of credit to Coach Gibbs and the Bulldogs.
Deaton with a nice screen. Wolf for 3. Yes.
Whoa.
8. Cameron Wolf off the bench, the freshman.
Just a freshman, as you alluded to, is just impressive on how she breaks the press and sets up and shoots that 3 very comfortably.
And a steal by Talent. And she will go coast to coast, lay it up off the glass and in. 9 for Talent. 59-30. It's all Bulldogs and a foul.
Here's the thing that's scary if you're a Bulldog fan in a very positive way. One senior.
Yeah, and she's going in the game right now.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Okay, Grace Vaughn graduated. Okay, Ruby Merle, who would be a starter, is now starting at Martinsville. She transferred to Martinsville High School. Trinity Engler would have been another starter, blew an ACL out in the fall. And Harper Rand, who would be getting quality minutes, is on the bench with a boot on her foot.
Well, give Coach Gibbs
And
a lot
none
of
of
credit.
none of those players would be seniors right now, by the way.
Wow.
Walls to Newland. Heavy contact, and it rolls off the front of the rim, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Nice job. The one thing that I really like, and I think Coach Gibbs will be happy about this, they've created points off turnovers. They take the ball and they go. His goal is 60 points. He's at 59 with 1:46 to go in the third, so he's going to be happy about that.
Hey, by the way, across the way, you see the Bulldog cheerleaders down there in the corner. 3 members of that team just got back from Disney World. They made a national cheerleading squad.
Wow.
And 7 out of the last 8 years, they've won the Indiana Crossroads Conference Cheerleading Championship.
Well, again, it just speaks to what Monrovia is doing here with their students and giving them such great experiences that they can take on into life.
We met our new principal, Trent Provo, came here from Eastern Green. We're excited about him. But, of course, our principal, one of the absolute best in the business, Mike Springer, the son of the legendary Indianapolis, Washington coach Bob Springer.
Mike is special, and again, I hope Monrovia is able to hang on him for as long as he wants to, because he has a great understanding and has a great climate and environment here academically as well as athletically, and all of the clubs that are sponsored here.
Deaton has 13 points now. Well, I'll put it to you this way: you'll know if he leaves because I'll be gone too. No, I'm just seriously. I mean, he's just I've never felt like I've worked for him. I've always felt like that I've worked with him.
And that's what the great ones do. Their leadership is impeccable, and it's one of those things that just kind of filters down all the way to the students and then to the community.
Well, and for that matter, Wes Hammond, the superintendent at Eminence, and Vicki Winslow. We've already talked about Shane Davis. That's as good of an administrative team as you'll find in the folks that they have at Eminence with all they do there.
Eminence, it's just a special place. I mean, again, this has been really awesome to be here at Monrovia, but going to Eminence and the leadership that they've got is incredible as well.
In transition, Allie Talent in double figures with 11 points now, and it's 65-30. We're down to the final minute. The full court pressure continues by the Bulldogs. Talent cross courts it. Wolf, Deaton, Talent for 3. Deep in the well, no. Rebound controlled by the Eels. Parsley in transition has the ball knocked away by Grace Deaton.
Yeah, we are now to the point where they're up 35, so it's a running clock.
Running clock, yep. Just reminding the officials of that. Brian Outland running the clock here at Monrovia High School. Third quarter action has come and gone. 65-30. It's all Bulldogs in the battle for the powder keg here at the Branch McCracken Memorial Gymnasium on ISC Sports and Endeavor Communications.
Leading score in the first half. Doesn't score.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is
caught.
There you go. Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way. Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
It's all Monrovia now, 65-30, and we'll have a running clock for the fourth quarter as the Bulldogs looking to even their record at 2-2. The Eminence Eels would fall to 2-3.
Well, right now the difference in the game is the 30 turnovers by Eminence and to only 6 for Monrovia. And that really has caused us to have a running clock here in the fourth quarter.
And I really think that, you made a great point from a standpoint that, Zoe Wall's leading scorer at halftime did not score in the third quarter. And Grace Deaton had 13 points in that quarter.
Well, I was happy to see Grace get on track, but that just speaks to the depth and the level of players that Darrell has and has to develop, especially with all of the players that have been hurt or left here. To have this type of group is such a big deal.
Trying to get everything sorted out here in terms of players and who's subbing in and who's out. And apparently a player went into the ball game that may not have been in the book for Monrovia, and I think that's Aliza Robertson, who's another freshman for Darrell Gibbs. A couple of freshmen, in fact, getting into the act. 42, Kaylin Arnold, seeing some playing time for Darrell Gibbs, along with Elena Reese-Terhune. So Darrell Gibbs going deep into the bench here in the fourth quarter, getting players some very, very valuable experience.
This is a huge deal, folks. Again, it's easy to be on that bench and you're a varsity player, but until you cross into that court, everything changes. And to be able to have that happen and to get that kind of experience is huge.
But again, let's face it, Eminence playing in that Greater Indianapolis Conference with Central Christian, Irvington Prep, Mooresville Christian, Victory Prep, Metropolitan, and Riverside. Odds are they're going to put together a pretty good campaign because they have some nice pieces and parts over the long haul.
They really do, and it's just impressive to be able to see and watch, and it really creates a sense of excitement across and throughout the whole program.
14 points for Saucerman now, makes it a 65-33 contest. Bulldog basketball, and again, Darrell Gibbs is going deep and is playing primarily JV players here, getting them some valuable minutes and hopefully building depth. And Darrell Gibbs calling timeout after the offense stalled a little bit. Game number 2. Well, we'll take a bit of a break, and we will get ready for the boys matchup. First game, I believe, was in November of 1971. And for many, many years, it was a home-and-home series. And 10 years ago or so, maybe, they decided just to do it one time a year. And I'm glad they kept this date because, again, this kicks off the holiday season in both of these communities. You'll see a lot of kids come into the gym. This is their first trip back to Monrovia since they headed off to college. And it's always a packed house and always a great atmosphere.
It really is, and I just think the tradition, you talk about this, there's so much in this game. To put it on this date, I think is probably just poetic justice here because it is so important to both communities and the student bodies and just the alumni that come home. It's just a great way to start the great Thanksgiving weekend.
Mooresville and Martinsville back on Monrovia's schedule in terms of boys basketball, and I think those are, matter of fact, we have a boys-girls doubleheader December 21st here with the Martinsville Artisans. Well, I think it's huge.
Well, I think anytime you want to be successful in the tournament, you've got to play good competition, and I think that's what you're seeing here. Great shot there.
Abby Dittamore.
Yep.
3 points for Dittamore, 7 minutes remaining in the game. Again, Bulldogs very deep in their bench. Deep three-pointer, air ball, Saucerman with a rebound. And honestly, this is a pretty good practice set for Matt Seifert's ball club. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of depth, but, obviously the starter is going to get significant minutes all the way to the end. And this is honestly better for them than what they can do in the gym at practice.
It really is, and something that, again, for his girls, I like what he's doing. He's got some good pieces here. They just have to gel. They lost a lot from last year, but I really think the girls have played hard. I think Matt's can be happy about that, and I think they just got beat by a better team tonight.
And he's been a head coach or an assistant for a long, long time. He coached at Bedford North Lawrence. Was at Mitchell as an assistant for a while. Head coach at Southport. A lot of experience.
He's done a great job, and Matt will do a good job here at Eminence, and I have a lot of confidence in him.
Well, they have had their share of success recently. I mean, they had a couple sectional championship teams, and gave the Bulldogs some games over the past couple of years. Greg Burton on the sidelines for the last 3 years went 19-8, 17-7, 12-8. Kevin Cassaro with 12-8, we should say, and then Cassaro was 9-11, 5-15, and 3-19. But in terms of this rivalry, Coach, 17 wins in a row now for Monrovia. This would be 18, including a tight, if you remember, 49-45 win a year ago.
Very exciting last year here, and our at Eminence. And so, again, it's a rivalry that I hope continues. I think it's great for the communities. It's great for the kids. I think it's really good for Eminence to continue this game.
Dittamore goes coast to coast. She has 5. There's been some talk that because of the fact that, quite frankly, it's kind of been dominated lately by Monrovia, that some of the powers that be, offensive foul charge against Monrovia by using the elbow. And, Shane and I talked about it, the AD, prior, and I said, hey, look, you got to keep this game going. I mean, I know what the history is, the recent history, but I think it's so important to both of these communities that this game continue, not to mention the fact for both of these schools, it's a good gate to start the season every other year.
It is a great gate, and it's one of those things, again, that I just think it's good for the community. It's good for the girls, and it's good for really for both here. And I understand it's one-sided right now, but you're gaining some great experience if you're Eminence and playing this game.
Saucerman has 16, and she is as advertised. And, it's been fun for us to watch her get better. It really has been.
She's special. She really is good. She does a great job, and she's attacking. And to your point, to watch her growth from year to year, just the maturity, the presence. She's got 18 points in a very tough game here, and she's played really well.
Well, we talked to Dad for a while, Richard, who's an outstanding player at Eminence, and he's getting a lot of looks, a lot of interest, which is not a surprise because of her size. And we've seen her shoot the 3 tonight. We've seen her handle the basketball really well. And, she's going to land somewhere, and somebody's not only going to get a great player, but they're going to get a great kid.
Well, that's the one thing that I love about both schools. It's just a great place to raise your families. It's a great place to be a part of, very centered around your family, around the school setting. I think that speaks volumes, and it's represented in the student bodies.
Well, Daryl Gibbs has learned something very early on in his career as a head coach of Monrovia. This is a game you got to win. He said they were even telling him about that in the grocery store at Greencastle, where he works at DePaul University. He said a couple was telling him about it. Make sure you win that game is what they told him. Nice jumper. Arnold gets in the books.
It's great when your young kids that don't get a chance to play as much have success in front of this type of atmosphere. It's a big deal.
Bulldogs with the steal. Driving to the bucket. Shots a little too strong by Kessler. Check that. Gosh, they've gone so deep into the roster, Coach. I got to talk to the powers that be here at Monrovia because our roster is not entirely accurate. We want to make sure we give these kids their just due when we're doing these ball games. From the wing, shot put up by Presley Tower is a little too strong. And we've got a whistle. Looks like that substitutions for both ball clubs to go along with a full timeout. Eminence going to make some substitutions as well, and we'll keep it right here.
I love the idea of both teams going deep into their bench. I think it's great and invaluable lessons here as you're moving forward in the season. Playing time is so important for the growth of these girls.
With places at Bedford North Lawrence and Southport High School with head coaching experience, we asked Matt Seifers, what attracted you about the job? He said, I guess I wanted to give a small school a try and wanted to see what we could build there. And I think that there's an opportunity to do just that. I mean, we'll talk more about it in the boys' game, but Drew Dorset in his second year, as we said, his youth league program had 21, 22 kids, and he's got that number up over 50. He said it's the busiest summer he's had in a long, long time in terms of kids being there. And, Matt Seifer still trying to get the buy-in from the younger girls in his program because they play a lot of sports, softball and volleyball, and things of that nature. And he said it was a little tough getting everybody together. But I think once people see what he's doing and what he's attempting to do and they give him time to do it, you'll see those numbers go up for him as well.
Well, Matt's done a great job, has a wealth of experience, and brings that to Eminence. And I think this is a big challenge for him, and one that I think he'll do a nice job of building on what's going on here in the recent past.
Well, and again, I think Shane Davis, the athletic director, the administration, going to be very patient with it. Bulldogs are going to be charged with a foul. Stops the clock with 2:21 to play. The reason pace has picked up a little bit is because running clock once we get to that 35-point margin.
We'll stop on timeouts. It stops on two free throws. This is one thing that we learned, and I wasn't sure I knew the rules were a little different here in basketball. I just want to make sure that we got it right.
Hey, if you're not doing anything else, why don't you and I hang out this weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium on Friday and Saturday? What have we done that now for 10 or 12 years together?
It's been really, we've worked together since 2008.
2008?
2008.
We were 10 years old.
Yeah.
And well, I'll tell you how long ago it was, folks. We were at the RCA Dome.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Producer just tells me he was 10 years old. Thank you. I'm going to just mute that. Robertson with a big three off the bench. Yeah, I probably have things in my closet as old as he is, but that's quite all right. So, Saucerman with a nice give and go. Backdoor cut by Dittamore. I think she thought she was going to get hammered.
She did a great job, though. Great play set. I like what I'm seeing. Again, the pieces are here for Eminence, and if you are Monrovia, you are really happy with what you've seen here.
I like
tonight.
Saucerman a lot.
Yep.
I do. I know it probably sounds like a broken record, but they have 20 points coming off a game in which she had 15 rebounds. Reese Terhune with a nice baseline jumper. Gets in the book, the junior. 72-44, just trying to settle on a final score. Saucerman drives baseline, trying to get open. Very unselfish with the basketball. Shot put up a little too hard by Kyle Hines. And in transition comes the Bulldogs.
Well, Coach Gibbs wanted to get to 60. He got to 72. He feels like 60 is a magic number for wins. And he certainly did that tonight. Hats off to
interesting. He was talking about that, on the floor prior to the game, telling us as he's looking around the state, he said, it's really strange to me how many teams are having a hard time getting to 60.
Yeah. And he puts an emphasis on that, on his pace of play. And that was evident tonight with both on offense and defense.
Three-pointer off the inbounds is no good. Terhune with the rebound and the held ball. Clock continues to roll, and we might get one more possession out of this. Before we get to the final score, the Eminence Eels will drop to 2-3, and the Bulldogs will improve to 2-2. Down to 10 seconds. Terhune traveled with the basketball, and that's going to do it. 72-44, your final score, and the Bulldogs will retain possession of the powder keg. Daryl Gibbs and company get the W and defend the powder keg. Leading scorers in the ball game unofficially. Zoe Walls finished with 17 points, all of those coming in the first half. 13 points for Grace Deaton, all of those in the third quarter. And Emery Newland with 12, Talent with 11. Cameron Wolf off the bench with 8. A couple of other players got some buckets and mop-up duties. It was Sophia Saucerman. We figured she would lead the way with 20. Great support from Chloe Kirk with 7. Dittamore with 6. Emma Webb with 4. And Abby Dittamore with 5. And again, the Eminence Eels fall to a record of 2-2. And next up for the Eminence Eels, as we said, they will be at Mooresville Christian. That's coming up on December the 3rd. Bulldogs in action December the 3rd against University as they improve to 2-2. Coach, your final thoughts on this ball game here tonight?
That was a great experience, great game, especially for Monrovia. I think that they really did a great job of executing their their game plan, and I know that we see the powder keg there at midcourt, and excited for the Bulldogs here. Great job, just a great way to start this Thanksgiving weekend for the Bulldogs.
And a great job by our crew producing the outstanding pictures here tonight, and we are not done. We are only halfway through, as a matter of fact. Daryl Gibbs goes 2-0 now, and powder keg wins as the head coach at Monrovia. We'll be back. Stay with us. We'll have boys action for the Branch McCracken Memorial Gymnasium coming up. You're watching it all on ISC Sports and Endeavor Communications. Internet speeds up to a gig. You can find out more at weendeavor.com. For Lance Scheib, this is Mark James. So long for now. We'll see you in a few, in fact, back here at the Branch McCracken Memorial Gymnasium.